Hello, this is Mike, NoStressMike.com. I want to answer a question that's asked of me. Not often, but it is asked of me. And when they ask me, I usually just tell them whatever happens to be on my mind at the time. It could be I'm mad at the United States government, so I say, well, that's because of fun. Get the hell away from the government control and all this kind of crap, So I might say something like that. If at the time I'm thinking of my wife, I would say, I came down here and I stay here to take care of my wife. But I say, she's dead now, so now the question is, why are you here now? Well, same thing. I could say what's on my mind at the time. But this time, I've had some time to think on this. And I really can't tell you the exact reason. But one of these days I want to have to make a video on a biography, so you have some kind of idea what kind of person I am and how I got to be this way. But I really am thoughtful of others. I wasn't always like that. I say my wife taught me a lot about being thoughtful towards others. And when we first got married, she wasn't too keen about my skills and abilities. I remember 22 years old, my skills and abilities were really foreign to her. I say she's from here, and this is a peaceful type of culture. She couldn't understand why and how I could have these abilities and how they'd be of any use. And through the years, she's found out sometimes there's nice to have special abilities. And they're not always useful, but there are times. This is one of these times. And so the reality is I am here because there's needs for my special talents. And that's pretty much why I'm staying here so often. If it wasn't for that, I would probably be taking a whole lot more vacations. I'd be leaving here a lot more. I say the loneliness is really bad. A couple of family members are the only ones that speak English to talk to me. Even my friends that I have down here, they think they speak English, but they don't. And it's tough. And they don't understand my American culture. They do nowadays. They do understand the violence part. I know some of them thought that that's why I came down here. The family, that's what the family brought me down here for. That's what they thought when they first met me, you know, over 10 years ago. And but through time they found out I'm a nice guy. And but it's, like I say, it's difficult. It's difficult to be here. And I'm obligated because, like I say, of my talents. Hopefully, the time will come, because the longer I'm here and by myself, I say the loneliness is hard. And right now, if I find someone, we'll spend some time here. We'll spend some time wherever she wants to spend her time. We'll go wherever she wants to, but we still have to spend some time down here for a while longer. And but and I know you're thinking, okay, if it wasn't for that, why would I be here? For one thing, I've got one advantage over most people. Well, more than one advantage, but one advantage is, like I say, I stay out of debt. I've had boats, I've had trucks, I've had cars, I've had motorcycles, I've had everything. Had fancy houses. And then in the bad times I had junky houses. So I really fall into that been there, done that kind of thing. And now what I do is I help others try to reach their goals in life. I reached, I think, just about every goal I was set out to do. You got to remember, power doesn't motivate me. So I don't need power over other people. Matter of fact, I leave them alone, they leave me alone, kind of thing. And we get together for mutual goals, whatever those goals happen to be. That's what I was talking about, the 3-man militia. I say I've learned so much by trying to get these 3-man militias going, because they get me into fields that I don't know anything about. I meet really interesting people. I say, I can't believe I've been taking fireman classes. So, you know, it's just amazing how much is out there. And when you're doing it, I say, as a 3-man militia, you can start up things, learn things, and then change subjects. And you just keep adding on to your talents. These talents build your confidence. Like, I never really had a confidence problem before anyway. But now it's really interesting because, and I think a lot of it is like I say, I'm by myself. And really I have nothing. Gold and silver, so if I need money, I got money. But I make money, so I don't have any motivation to sell any gold and silver. I just keep buying more. But I don't want stuff. And when I don't have stuff, see, I got rid of all my stuff 14, 15 years ago. And that's basically when we started getting ready to move down here. And but at that point, all my stuff seemed like it owned me. And then that's when I said, no, I'm not going to do it anymore. I don't want to play the games. I want to take control of my own life. I say, well, a few months back, I was on my way to, well, a few months back, I was on my way to the Orient. That got cut off. And then last year, I was on my way to South America, and that got cut off. I say, it's nice to know I can change my goals in life. For years, when you're young, you're building, you're trying to do something with your life, and then you have a family, and you have a job, you have obligations, you can't go anyplace, you can't do anything, you're limited on how much you can spend, you're limited on how much time you have. And man, I'll tell you, once I lost those limitations, I learned why I've worked, and I've learned, and I've done all the stuff I've done, because it's opened up a whole new world for me. So really, the nuts and bolts of it, I'm here just like you are there. You're doing your thing because that's what you choose to do. You may not have as many options as I do, but still you choose to put your life into whatever it is that you're doing. And you know, I made a video on choices. That's the biggest power my God gave me, is the power of choice. And so I choose to be here. I'm not looking for an easy life. I'm looking to live a life. And same thing. Even my wife, she didn't realize it was going to be such a challenge in life. And then now, like I say, I'm in her area, and now I understand. She had a good life. I don't know, I still don't understand why she messed around with me. And, but, like she said, I've taken her places. I've had her do things she'd never dreamed of doing. I'm the same way. I do things that I've never dreamed I could be doing. Even now. And I've said before, I live each day as if it's my last day. And every day I'm thankful. Wherever I go around here, I know you can't see it all. On video, it doesn't really look real good. But this is an amazing place. This is an amazing place. And I've seen more of Guatemala than the Guatemala people have. Even my wife was shocked. I've seen so many more places than she has, and everybody in her family. And they always wonder, how can you do that? How do you go to all these places? You don't even speak the language. And with all the corruption and all the bandits and all the bad things that go on, and I just continue going. That's because I want to live a life. I've taken all the steps that you need to take to live a full life, as far as I know. I say now, very seldom do I ever come across something that completely shocks me, something that I've never imagined that could happen. But I'll tell you, down here, I'm free. But, and that's why I make the videos, I tell you what I do, how I bribe, how much I bribe, when you bribe, who to bribe. I can do that here. In the United States, they've got this funny saying, you know, we've got laws. And like I say, everything's obvious down here. They got laws down here too. But they don't go by them. No one does. In the United States, the people that try to I hate to say try to think they're above everybody else, but because that's not right. I mean, a lot of these people truly believe in the law. But these people they don't understand reality. And the reality is the law only works when everyone goes by the law. And down here, nobody goes by the law, so it's no big deal. In the United States, boy, I hate to say this, but it's the chumps. And even worse yet, it's people like me. Good, moral, standing people that go by the law in the United States. That's why I make videos on morals. Because if you haven't figured it out by now, it's moral law that you should be going by. Man-made law is not. These are people that are seeking power. Power over you. Greed. They make these laws so they can make money, they can profit. Greedy people think to make money, they have to take it from someone else. Good moral people, strong moral people, realize we can create. We create. I create money. I create an income. What do I owe to the government? The government getting down here, the United States government, any of these governments. I don't owe them nothing. There was a time when I owed the United States government. And that time when the United States government knew they owed me. Those days are over. I'm not a chump. I know the reality. I know there's so much corruption. It's just amazing. And I've taken steps to, I can't say isolate myself from all this, because I don't. But I say I can live my life proud of who I am and my beliefs. There was a time I could do that in the United States. Now, like I say, just a few months back, I went out to California. Everything about me, in every country I go to, I know I'm illegal in anything. There's always there's enough laws out there now. That's why on my first book, I think my first book, I talked about laws and how there would be a time limit on laws. So laws would drop off the book after so long, because they just keep adding more laws. And when you get to a certain point, these laws are for control. And we've passed that point. So that's why I don't go by the laws. But when you don't go by the law, you're going to do one thing or the other. And that's you either go by the moral laws, or you're just going to be lawless. And these people that think they can go by man-made laws and not moral laws, they're lawless. I say, that's what's going on in the United States. I say, at least down here, everybody's wise enough to realize the law doesn't really mean anything. But why do I stay here? By choice. Why do you do what you do? Is by choice. I'm growing. I'm doing something with my life. I hope you are too. Life is good. This is Mike. NoStressMike.com.